It's winter, and it's cold here in this small park in the heart of Tripoli. But it's where a number of displaced families are forced to live. They say increasing rent prices and the government's lack of action means they are now homeless and unable to afford a roof over their heads. Hanan says her home in Derna was destroyed during the fighting years ago. She was renting in an apartment in Tripoli, but her landlord increased the rent and she ended up on the streets. She's been living in this park for the last 2 weeks.
I have 2 young children, and all our money goes to diapers and milk. We can no longer afford rent. We have nowhere else to go. We need the government to provide housing for us or give us a housing stipend. Until then, we will stay here with our children.
In 2018, Derna witnessed months of fighting when warlord Khalifa Haftar launched a military campaign to capture the city. It was part of his move to cement his power base in eastern Libya. Haftar was widely accused of war crimes. He's also put in a bid to run in presidential elections. After months of international pressure, a humanitarian corridor opened to allow people trapped in the city to leave. They fled to western Libya. According to the United Nations, there are almost 200,000 internally displaced people in Libya. More than 500 families from the eastern city of Derna are scattered across western Libya. 13 of them are living in this park in the capital. Abdul Hamid al-Hassadi runs the Association of Internally Displaced Families from Derna. He says previously the families were receiving help from domestic and international aid organizations, but about 5 months ago they stopped receiving stipends, and that has made things very difficult for them.
It is not possible for most of these families to return home to the city of Derna after they were forced to leave. The authorities who control eastern Libya look at anyone who opposes their opinion or policies as a criminal.
Mohammed Al-Dalla says he's ill and can't find a job.
Rent prices in Tripoli are too high. We're now homeless. I'm sick, my youngest son is sick, and my oldest is handicapped. How can I feed my family with no salary? It's winter, it's cold. Only God knows our struggle. The government should help those of us who were displaced by force. We're in dire need of help.
It's feared many other families will soon become homeless, and those living in this park will struggle even more. Malik, Traina, Jazeera, Tripoli.